want to thank you for last night. It was good fun.
Yes.
We're a little late, but we will take 15 minutes after extra, so we will finish at 12:15. Lunch and 13:30, 1:30. We'll start again in 2 hours. And 3:30 we will finish. And it feels like we're leaning like this.
Yeah, I think maybe that's it.
You sound strong. That's the view.
So when I go over there, everybody will move a little bit down. Okay? Thank you. And thank you. The floor is yours.
So good to see you all again. Let's do some more Aikido. First we sit with our eyes closed and keep time. Okay. movement. So where does it come from when you do this? Feet. Feet to center. Yeah. So you remember yesterday this hip, knee and toe. Now it's aligned, but I can turn it, right? So I can make sure that my hip is turning this direction. Yesterday we were correcting it when going this direction, but you can also go to the other side. While doing that from the ground up, you're kind of spiraling up, and that's how the movement starts. And on the other side, you can really soft, in a soft way you can activate the spiral movement from the ground up. Maybe your mind is a bit up, or you use only the hip, or it's mainly arm, but it's from the ground up. It's a good exercise, you can practice it. And don't strengthen, don't use a lot of strength and muscle, just activate it. It comes from the ground up and moves through the body. The upper body is totally relaxed because it's the relaxed. The black part with Alkmaar, that's moving, that's driving the movement, and the white part is just relaxed. Closer.
Ich, ni, sam, chi, go. 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 Ich, ni, sam, chi, go.
Right side.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each, hey, each, hey, each, hey, some, shake, each, hey, each, hey, each, hey, some, shake, each, hey. Each, hey, each, hey, some, shake, each, hey, each, hey, each, hey, some, shake. Each, nee, some, shake, each, nee, some, shake, each, nee, some, shake, go, rock, six, touch, each, nee, some, shake, each, nee, some, shake, each, nee, some, shake, go, rock, six, touch, each, nee, some, shake, each, nee, some, shake, each, nee, some, shake, go, rock, six, touch, each, nee, some, shake, each, nee, some, shake, each, nee, some, shake, go, rock, six, touch.
For the next, I will explain it later at this moment, we can practice it now. So when we move forward, you always stay in the middle third, right? For the, does everybody know what I mean when I say move in the middle third? So, and before we do it, let's be a bit more aware about it. Another thing is,
You use the 3 points on your foot, right? The heel with your big toe and the big toe itself. This line on the inside goes up to the inside of your leg, to the other side to this line. Right?
so this is an important bridge. So when you stand in Anmi, you feel this line, the 3 points on the foot there, 3 points on the foot there,
And this inside line.
and this is what you move in the middle third. So when you go forward and back, you can feel this feeling. So what happens sometimes you're not,
On this line, but your weight goes over the line.
so for example if you go back and you go with your weight over that line, you feel what happens. You feel very weak in your knee, very weak structure. You push it, you will fall, it will break. So keep these inside lines, you use different muscles, these small muscles inside, not these big ones. And then to the front, to middle third,
Middle third, 2 parts.
and back. and drive it from this inside, from your legs. So this is your reach. If you want to go forward, this is where you can come. If you go further, don't stretch like this, but just move forward and stay in this middle third. Get this feeling. This is how we do these exercises. Another thing is your tanden stays level, so don't do this. It's very weak, right? So it's stable. You drop a little bit in your knee and it goes. Now you feel this black part again is driving the whole movement, the legs, the feet, the legs and the hip. So when you do this, for example, and this one. From the legs. Will be activated a bit extra, so here we go. H, knee, H, knee, H, knee, some, shape, 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 H, knee, some, shape, H, knee, some, shape, H, knee, some, shape, hold, rock, change, nudge, H, knee, some. So this one I'll also say something. Often people don't find this not such an easy movement, but it's good to know what you're doing. It's the same like yesterday. You stand like this leg, and then you go to hito. It's basically what you do. You switch, step, and rotate. This rotation we were doing, right? At the same time you do like this. So your hand is here, one hand is here. Step, and when this releases, then the arms go up, and then you do it. Yeah. So if we do it slowly, you can see the movement. So empty step, shift weight, release, and then into it. This. Turn around, step, shift weight, release. Then step, shift weight, release. Turn around, step, shift weight, release. So now we go in these directions, so we step right away, no listen left, other side, this direction, and this direction. So when you teach, when you want to explain about this, it's the feeling of when you come a Jokunuchi, and I do step, you come Jokunuchi, step, and this. You can explain like that, this feeling. Since I did it often with the smallest person in the room, he was standing here and then the biggest person to attack, and he was kind of sending the person into the other one. So keep your arms straight, so don't do like this of course. So then when he comes, give a little bit idea how you can show it to people. Yeah? So we go down one speed. H, knee, some, shape, go, rock, change, touch, H, knee, some, shape, go, rock, change, touch, H, knee, some, shape, go, Sit, ach, ich, nee, sam, sit, so, ra, sit, ach. Maybe one last thing, it's not from Sensei, but from Reiki, and also I see disciples sometimes they do when purifying a room when there's a new space, they go through all corners, they extend deep and clean it. And I always have the feeling when you do this, it's very similar. So when you do really extend T and also with PI, H, so it's this side, Nee, and you kind of clean the whole room. And a very simple thing, sometimes you hear H, Nee, but in the end it will be H, like really it's open, everything's open. Let's do it all together, so we purify this room. We become remarkable, like a choir of men, but the women also quite a strong key, like reach, knee, and everybody. You have to get used to it a little bit, because some like a reach, a strange sound, what's happening. It doesn't matter, we're all used to it, whatever sound comes out. It's a little bit similar to each other, that's okay. But really, from your tanden, each. Like also when counting for teachers in Japan, I don't know who was there when I had to be in front of the group, and he says you really have to extend to like shout through the wall. So this is when you're counting. It's not like a each, and the whole group is like each, it's like each, everybody strong key. So you make sure the key is strong for your students. So now you're all the teacher. We have to be really extending through the wall in all directions, so purify everything. So here we go. Ich, ni, sam, shi, o, ra, ich, hach, ich, ni, sam, shi, o, ra, ich. Yeah, we've a lot of other exercises, but it feels good. It's active, very active. So maybe to start where we ended yesterday, we can do it. That procedure for Kinara, step in and rotate and just let it happen. And maybe to add a little thing to make sure it's a natural movement. When you're at the top, just let your arm fall down. Hopefully not like that, but we'll see. So now he falls with gravity and I fall with gravity. Yes.
One moment. No, you're good. No, one minute.
all the way around.
Situation, there will be no and also no mat moving in another direction. Right? And why would the mat not be moving in another direction?
Because the energy is moving down.
Yes. The forces. First, it's not like this because it's empty step shift weight. So there's no sound at all. And then you drop straight down. Straight up. I know it's around movement, so there's some force to the outside. I know it's forward movement, but if you move forward and you do this, right, then a lot of energy is going in this direction. And why is it going in that direction? What is the force of it?
Not centered. Not centered.
Yeah, maybe so. But it's unbalanced.
And that's what
Yeah.
I mean in the front
In
foot more than
yeah,
the centre.
you shift your weight, so you have the middle third, right? So from the back leg you drive to the middle, and then the front foot pulls it to the front. So this is how in this small part you have to lift up, and then you pull to the rest. And then there's no rest energy. There's no energy left to go this direction. But the mat shows there is energy going, it's left in this direction. So you're not doing this on the inside. So it's in a way you're unbalanced and you're falling. And that's also the sound, and this is the pushing. So let's not be like super, we cannot move, but I think Peter Kelly said in Iwama, some of you have been there, there's all pebbles in front of the shrine. Sometimes they practice there. So if you can imagine like a lot of pebbles and you start to slide to the forward with your feet. I think you do it only a few times. When you do the split a few times, then you're like, okay, I better keep my energy inside. Yeah? So we have similar situation now. It would be better if you put all pebbles here. Falling is a bit uncomfortable. But try to use that. So maybe if you stand up, just first the walking. This is the baby step way to the okay, then you know. So you do empty step, just the first one. How far do you do the empty step? Just as far as you can go while keeping your weight here. So don't make it too big. Some big steps die early, Sensei said. When we walk to Tokyo, some Westerners, oh yeah, they die early, those samurais, because they're unbalanced and they fall. So, empty step. Drive the weight, drive the back leg, so you go to the middle, and then use the front leg to pull it to the end of the middle third. So now my weight is to the front, and then I have an empty step. So, for example, from the one-line exercise, you put your foot like this, still in this position, not like this. Same, you go to the middle third. It's smaller, but still there's a middle third. You drive from the back leg to the front foot. Now the weight is on the front. Empty step, drive, weights on the front. Drive, drive. Same you can do back. Drive to the back foot, empty step, drive. And always this inside line of the foot, right? And you feel it, if it's the inside line you put on the ground, it's stable. When it's not the inside line, a bit to the, like a small toe, you feel it's more shaky, you're not so stable. Inside leg, inside line of the foot, okay? Inside line of the foot, gets the connection, drive it. Inside line, drive it. Inside line, drive. Other side, same. Drop a little bit down, not go down, but just feel it, just drop a little bit so your weight can go like this. You've done that. One. Just really good exercise to improve this walking. Let's go back. Okay, when you make a one-line exercise of it, you all know it. Get into the side here. Come on, and inside of the center line, and between your center line and the center line of the other one. Drop your weight and then you go. Naturally, your eyes will be martial eyes. Just relax your upper body. Go back. And what, first of all, how does it feel when you walk like this? What kind of feeling do you get?
Control.
Control? What kind of control?
Like seeing the floor.
You also have a cat, so I always think about cat.
Every time.
But then when there's the prey, you can launch. And you can launch from every moment. Wherever you are, back leg, go to the middle, front. Always an option, you're loaded to do something. So when you walk into a sword, always an option to do something. If you fall, so I can launch, I fly, I catch myself. This flying moment I can launch because I have fallen. When I fall, it's difficult. When I'm like this, every moment I can do something. Control is a good thing. Maybe it's the other thing what you feel when you do the exercise.
Balance.
Balance. You say a few words. What do you feel then in balance?
Steady. Balance.
Steady, yeah?
Yeah.
One level.
Yeah.
Level. Sometimes feel like a tank. You know, the wheels, but the thing around can be like this. So sometimes I'm ready. I have pretty strange ideas. If you do a lot, you get your own fantasy. You get these associations.
Then you're going to have to concentrate. Because for many years you're supposed to walk in a certain way.
Yeah.
Now you have to walk like this. And it makes sense, of course, but it's not natural for me to walk like this.
Exactly. It's falling. We are used to falling. Yeah. Which is okay in a safe situation. And concentrate. So the effect is also like your mind becomes empty. The only thing you're doing is this stepping. So naturally your eyes are open. You're not like, you don't have time for that or energy or attention. It's just I'm here stable and I'm ready to wherever I want to go, every direction. Yeah. So it's kind of meditation. Your mind will be empty after that. Really relaxed and empty. So it's good to do it together. So two people who know it, of course. You can use a line if you want. So there's some distance and this distance stays the same. So when I go forward, he goes back the same. So this direction here. It's good practice for Ruka to be really connected there, to feel what's going on. So I'm on the line, and my heel is on the line. And then we go back. He drives me now, I follow. Remember, like feeling, we talked about yesterday, so when I touch, I feel what's happening inside his body. He was now more stable. same without touching, you really start to feel what's going on, right, in yourself. But when you're done with that, you're more expanded, and you really feel what's going on. You feel every intention in the other one, and then you do the other side. So do this exercise.
So I'll check so I can hear you. Okay, now let's get back on the same press up on the Okay.
So your soul is like this, and you feel like your hip is still in the same position, so your soul is stable. If you move your foot like that, then it starts to move. And then it ceases space, and you make things a little. Oh no!
We meant to be straight like that, or we meant to be
It's like a triangle, like a sword, like this.
Yeah, it's
It's impossible to do. But it is important to do like this, like this, because then your sword becomes like that.
and then you put a narrow point to scroll
Yeah, your body will not change. Yeah.
So here they
But it's like this.
just throwing that out because going back up into this leg is a problem. That's why I would prefer to have the whole foot sole on the ground. But in reality, if I do like this, I'm not gonna have it. So what I'm saying is, you have to correct my control. So you go back, and when as soon as you start shifting your weight, just now I have it actually, and then you can move. But you cannot do like this.
No.
So halfway through, you can give this, and that actually gives you this, and then you can. Because then you have.
Yeah, okay. That's why I'm doing it.
But we're meant to be doing it.
Okay.
So we're meant to be doing this.
Also when you step small, sometimes it's too big.
Oh yeah. You're not supposed to do that. And if you did that, you always wide or stuff.
So I think what you say.
Yeah, it's motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're putting the next slide.
You cannot pull until you have your
That's realized that you don't realize how you do that. You know, that's why a lot of people don't see that. They never make that step.
It's also become excited actually, like in all these joints. It's also maybe sometimes more space. Okay, yes. So you feel this, first this feeling, this consciousness, this the key of mind. Becomes really calm, right? And really clear, really focused, and your body really stable, so it's a good way to work with. I do a little bit, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see this? I can make it smaller, maybe then you can. No. So 2 feet, 3 points, big toe, just before big toe and heel. This is a line, this is a line, and you can see this middle third. It's not only from this side, 1, 2, 3, but also from this side, from this point into this point. 1, 2, 3. So this is the sweet spot here. Here's your center line. This is the only place you can go. So if you stand up, you have these 3 points. It's a simple exercise, but it's quite helpful. So now I'm in the middle, and I go to the left. So to the left, to the end of the middle third. That's it. If I go over the middle third, feel what happens. Right? Get sensitive to this, because you do this all the time. That's why you're shifting mats. Right? But you don't notice it, because when it's fast, it's gone. But feel, okay, this is to the end. Oh, now I'm stable. Go a little bit over it, not stable enough. Of course I'll survive, no problem, but it's not stable. Other side, right, this is how far I can move from left to right. This is my reach. Forward, same. I can go forward to the edge of the middle third, and I can go backward. It's still okay. But if you go a little bit further backward, that's really obvious, because your feet are now in the the worst position, so you'll fall down easily. This one you can catch maybe, but this is really hard to catch. Forward, go a little bit further. Right? So every time when you get the sugar from the kitchen on a high place, right? But don't do it, just make sure you're closer. And just relax the arm and get it. Right? When you get something, just be close. You stay in this middle third, and then in your Aikido, oh, when I do this, I stay here, I don't go here. How often does the center line go like this, and you're over the, all the time. So you can feel a little bit in this middle third, that's where you can be. Go over it if you are, that's the feeling, I don't want to be there. Your feet are always on the ground, because you have to touch these inside lines. You can do this yourself also. What do you mean? Your upper body is just resting on your body. Your head is above your chest, your rib cage, and that's above your hip. So you keep the 2 opposite forces, the heaven-earth connection easily. So now if you want to move further, your weight goes to 1 foot, you have an empty foot, and then you can shift, and then you start to move in any direction. Somewhere I never walk like this, maybe even if you see you moving, it'll be like this. Do you remember it's the walking? Since it's a normal walking theater. So if you go fast, go like this. We're jogging in the park. It's different. So this is how we're following Nagi. So maybe last thing about when I say this is the space, then sometimes I say, okay, go over the space and I see what happens. Then often what happens is this. A little bit further, what happens? Never do it. Why do you lose balance? People falling. They're falling and they're catching themselves. Oh, it goes further. Okay, I need some support. You know the big truck with a crane on it, and when it starts to reach, they do something, right? Yeah, and they're really stable. That's the feeling. So when I'm here, I need some help. Yes, okay. It's a feeling. It's my feeling. So try it. So it's okay to go to another position, but then just use the empty step. Make sure there's support. You never lose balance. Go to the side, to the front. Now relax your body. Now you get used to it and relax your mind, because your mind is also stiff. You're feeling now. And now you extend to hold someone and it starts to turn. Same feeling. Go to Gashi, same. You hit, turn, go to Gashi. Feel balance. Hit, turn, Gashi. Whatever you want to play with it. Okay, now let's see if that happens. So if you open that possibility.
You should get relaxed before we start. Since that person that you changed completely.
Instead of yeah, when you come.
Yeah. It's really forced. Instead of
Something like itself.
One moment.
it's like more hidden. Really inside. And that's alert. It was fun when I was standing here.
And go down.
Okay, yes. Some space, but not as not just like the first time. What happens when you get used to it and you get, of course, the first few times you think, oh, there's something new, I practice, and then after a few times you sign up, just overrule everything, and you do what you're used to, right? And then you try to be aware and try, oh yeah, try a new thing to reprogram yourself. Do you notice this process happening? It goes a little bit faster, you start to learn, right? It asks a lot of attention to rewire yourself, so that's what we're doing. So speed is not a thing. Especially advanced people like, yeah, speed, fine, yeah. Flippy floppy Aikido is Peter Colling, Pete Kelly was yeah, nice, okay, we do it somehow. Well, it's too simple to say, but you know what I mean, so better, slower, get it in your system, and then when it's in your system, it's easy to do it faster. And it's okay, if you feel it, just allow it to be more natural, right? So faster. So if you get used to it, but make sure that you're doing the thing that you're practicing. So now the end of the technique, let's do with Shogunichi. So if you come, wow, you're already down. But it's okay. One more time. Maybe something with middle. No. At the end, something is happening, I have to do something. But maybe if you come again, here, now you're falling, but there's nothing happening, right? I'm standing still, so you can be more comfortable, really stable, so nothing is happening. I can hang on, so keep that stuff, this weight is here. Slow, like we did yesterday. So something has to happen here, it has to go down. It's good, please come. So, don't forget that part. Sometimes I see people stop here, and when it's really dynamic, you will fall, but it's a bit strange. It's like you throw the rock and it just keeps on going up. And when you see it, I think you'll be quite scared. Right? Other time I use the wave example, right? When the wave comes, it goes up and it falls down. Can you imagine you're watching the sea and the wave goes up and it stays there? I think you will all be like, maybe you don't notice at first, but after some time, like, something strange is going on, right? And it happens here, so especially from my perspective, I can see the waves of the ocean going, and you can see where it's not natural. It's like I'm watching the ocean, and you see natural movement. And sometimes we're stopping or falling, stopping the movement, and you notice, oh, this ocean is not really like the ocean I'm used to. So at the end, it has to go down. Switch to Yuka perspective. If I come to you, so I'm attacking and you continue. Here, I'm still attacking to the center line from my balanced position. So if he does nothing, I can easily shift my weight, right, or do anything. So he has to go down to make sure that I feel, okay, we're going to like the end movement. And yeah, I feel you're pulling me here and this is going next to me, so there's a lot of space, so I can do a lot in that space. So I want to work with this moment when it goes down. And it asks quite a lot for Uke to be connected. So at one point, what you see often is this, and then here I withdraw my energy and I just fall back. And maybe at some time I regain myself, and then, oh yeah, there's a nada, and then I start to reconnect again. But I want to stay connected. When I'm here, when I'm going down, I'm always extending key to the other one. I never lose this feeling. Right? You can see it really clearly if I do it slowly. When I'm going down, I'm still stable. I'm still stable. Make sure I'm not going to not be doing this. So at this moment, I cannot attack anymore. But at this moment, I can attack. I always be attacking the person, no matter what happens. So if you're up, you're in the end position, you're going down, and then at one point you start to go down and then you kind of slack. I'm still attacking, so I can easily overtake it, right? But if I'm falling, we were talking about it also, but this is from our perspective. So if you're up and this goes down, and you continue to go down, I cannot overtake it. But possible for me, he keeps the center line, it's all closed. So that's one part of it. I see some space and I will go into that, but maybe too much if I do it all together. So for now, practice at the end, or go down, same speed together, keep the center line, or leave a little space. And then check as a Uke, are you still balanced? Are you still extending? To be able to, let's say you go guys, you go again. So you go down, you stop, I'm still stable. I can overtake to do some guys. Yeah?
Is that the way you did it? Is that just longer and then?
If there's a space in left, then you can counter it.
fortæller, at jeg diskuterer med de politiske.
Det er det, der er problemet med hente. Så hvis vi skal have ret og så gå tilbage, så er det fra i bund og om, så med connected. Det er mere afstand. Hvis I ikke bare være med, så om vi bare er langsomt, så er det hurtigt. Ja, hvad kom det? Det var klart til at sige. Nej, jeg kom til at stave af.
I threw you away rather than down. Because I know that you were
Ja, det er god ret til at få fingre ned. Få ned i. Fordi det er på forskellige. Det er det næste stop. Det var, nej, du skulle ikke ned, væk, inden. Det var rundt i og så højt også. Det kan det samme. Nej, det ligger
slip back out. Yeah.
Squeeze. Drop it in the face. Stop. And I will hold your face. And if you don't move, it will block.
And that's exactly reaction.
Screen in the face. I do it once. Trigger in the Now I don't have time to
Go when I've been trying to go like this, being straight up and down, but
What was that?
yeah.
So that's good.
I've got to think like a well,
Nu tror jeg måske, at du kan sige, at vi skal gå rundt. Jeg tager altså jeg bad over. That's exactly what I do. Okay.
En hij staat nog.
Oh, your ass was like up and down. If I stay a level. I get good ideas. That was a down as well. Yeah, so it's a convention.
Det går helt rundt her også.
Nu skal jeg rundt her.
Men det er ganske godt. Fred gør det lidt med
Jeg fik noget mere på.
So it's just an exercise for a specific purpose, and the purpose was to extend here as a mudra, right? So you feel, maybe now you're more aware, like, oh, I feel there's a space, and I take the initiative. That was the goal. What happened? Well, we were talking about it when you handed the apple to the other one, or the initiative, right? So I have initiative, but then I allow the other one, I leave on purpose, I leave the space, and I allow the other one to overtake it, and I change role, I become Buddha. But what happened at the moment when you exchange this initiative? I said, I need the apple. Okay, you have the apple. Okay, you have the apple. Or are you fighting on the apple? Two people hold the apple. I'm not going to give it. I leave some space, but I don't leave the space. I allow you to do it. I want to take the space. Does someone recognize this?
Yeah.
It's not your fault. It's your brain, right? It's a reptile brain. It's so hard. It's a crocodile, right? But it's not needed. At one point, I was looking at you guys. And when you allow the other one, you sit and you follow. It was just total harmony. It's okay. When I leave the space, I leave the space. It's not I leave the space. No, I don't leave the space secretly because I'm allowing it. It's like when you're talking. It's a strange situation because I talk more than you would.
No.
Except for you. Please talk a lot. It's good. So what if I speak and I keep on speaking and I give you no space and I say, okay, you can ask questions. Oh, hold on, no, well, but another thing. It's like I don't give it. And it's good to be able to give it. I'm the teacher, I allow you to learn. But she touches one moment, he does something, boom, I'm beaten, I'm okay. I allow you to practice, you can have the initiative. That's really important to be able to do that. So So if you attack me, I have initiative, I leave some space and does something there, it's no problem for me. I can switch easily between the roles, uke or naga or initiative or following. So first, how was it when you extend key at them? Was it easy to take the initiative? No. And why not? What was holding, blocking that?
I think we had some. In my perspective, I was unclear in my intentions. So basically, what I was doing in technique, there were multiple openings that I wasn't aware of, and if I was caught in one of the moments where I wasn't aware of it, I was surprised. So basically, I had an idea that this is where I'm going to leave an open space, but it was way earlier than that. And suddenly you get to that, then you start to activate your brain like on your defenses.
Let's fix it.
Yeah. So,
but you know, it's a naga now.
Yeah, but also as I felt that if I found a space that was, I thought that it was there and it wasn't, then it also stopped it. I think that it was the same reaction. And just as you said before, suddenly you just, wow, but I keep talking.
Yeah. And that's, you can feel the space, but to be able to act on it, it's also another thing. Because you're, hey, I saw space, I was going. It's like when you're on the highway, you wanna, someone's already overtaking. So you see a space, you take it. It's kind of also the practice, I feel it. But to be able to take it, you have to be stable. You have to be able to launch. I see a space, so I immediately act. So if you're busy, your mind is somewhere else, or you're just flying a little bit in between. Oh, there's a space, oh, it's too late. So, all these things come together and like that. What did you? You just want to be on camera, but we need all the attention.
It was interesting to activate your senses and then just let them go. Don't take over the space. And then he starts to be sleepy. He's thinking, I'm good.
More and more spaces.
But then actually I started to recognize more holes inside, not only at that moment, but already earlier, the moment he's taking over or going with me, you feel that suddenly you saw some kind of arrangement, some beams, and you see different things.
You get this map of space.
And that was for my really worthy to leave it that way, because I wanted to sense more and more. You see the waking up.
Yeah.
It was a really nice feeling.
To see it but don't respond yet, that could be a first thing, to really get a clear map of the weak points. And then my feeling when you say it, my heart says immediately, I want to support the other person to fill in all those holes so they are more balanced. That's my only goal.
Yeah.
That's what I feel immediately, you know.
So you started,
I don't want to overtake it. That's
I give him a push with the hip. So feel, oh, I'm off balance, something like that, you know. Just don't take it over, but just let them know that that's the whole.
Even not that, I will be so stable that they become more stable. I'll make sure that my stability is so strong that their holes will be filled by my stability. That's my whole feeling when I'm uke. That's my only goal. And even this, I can do it too or overtake it, but it's not my natural reaction. Maybe it's me, maybe it's not Aikido way, because this overtaking is also part of it. And I really like it. But I think from my own stability as an uke, I bring more, I transfer something to the other one. So it would be good to work on instead of saying, oh, you're unbalanced or pushing or overtaking, which are also good options. If you choose to teach this aspect of overtake the weight. When you just shift your own weight a little bit and then the other one follow, he knows enough, she. That's my whole feeling when you told it. If I see the map of the other one, my only wish is I have to be a better hooker so they become more stable without fighting them or overtaking or showing them off or teach them or just let me be better so you can be more stable. You know what I mean? And especially for advanced classes, that's really important. Sometimes we talk about it. How do you transfer something that you see in the other one? You can, we stop and then we talk. Hey, you know, this one here, you do it. And then you have this talk in class, right? In Japan, we never talk in class, only move in class and quite dynamic all the time. So there is some transfer happening. Who practice with Motegi-san? He did a lot of transfer and it was really hard and no words. Really hard movement, really fast, no words. But at the end you changed, right? So from his way of moving, his being, all the principles he's activating, he's really working inside. In the beginning I thought, oh, there's nothing, but he's really working inside on many things. And he's transferring that, that's how energy works. It's vibrating, so you will resonate. You recognize when you practice with a really experienced partner or a real beginner, you will have a different feeling. You will also feel it probably. When you practice together, like, I remember it a lot. I don't know. And then when you were advanced, it just happens. Like, oh yeah. But then you go with someone who doesn't know. How was it? Right? So there's a transfer happening by this. The other one takes you to this level. So maybe I say it just to make you aware that it's my feeling. Like my only goal is this Misogi process. I want to be so stable and attacking always to your center line so you get enough feedback. And yeah. We were looking at the physical part, that's really on the other edge of the spectrum, which is also great. I really enjoy that. So you can do really physical what you're doing, so you kind of close it physically, like really hard, like tangible. But this is the other part, like your heart, your essence, the way you're interacting. I think that's really important in Aikido. So okay, this Esenbuka you will continue. To look at the end, it's a bit different. That's why we had a good discussion. Like physically, it would not be the best. There's another way you can do that. Maybe you show it one time or two times. You show Lucy and you give me Naka like this really physical way. You show it to me. It's not hard, but just physically really well performed. Sure, yeah. He's already he's a good cooker. He keeps the space, you don't get opportunity, right? So be a less good Yuishinkai cooker and just be physical and touch and feel very close. Yes. So he closes by the head, by the neck. Yeah, thanks. It's a challenge, huh? So, if you stand up, I remember, and I think I have an old video on when I showed all the curriculum of the exams, and then Sensei did the Shomunuchi, if you're he did it like this, it goes down, and then it went up, and then he stepped in, right? So he was really showing this, and this was quite new for us because we're not used to that. Normally it's more like this, or it's more like super smooth like this, or it was this, and then you step back. So it's quite physical, we have this connection. But then all of a sudden he came with this, turn around, you can see, and go up, and then step in forward. Right? It's really, I recognize enough from other styles, but then it changed again. So it's a really short moment, it came up and then it just disappeared, and nobody talked about it. Only the video is still there, maybe. It's some video I made. But now he does it more like this, and that feels quite nice. So if I do this, it's up, like he is up, but the elbow is still here. I see often this elbow is disappearing. You see how much space I create. You just can move away and walk through it. This elbow is quite important in my structure. You've seen it before. So, for example, with this one, I said the elbow is here, right? Often it's the shoulder and the hand, but then you can easily hold the arm if you do this position. And it's this and this, and then you want to go down. It's difficult. But if this is relaxed, elbow weights on the side, it's connected to your hip, to your pelvis, and then everything goes down. Whoa, that's a whole different feeling. So it's the same at the end. I was playing with it here. My elbow is still here. Right, so here's not so much space. So if I go down, see? We're doing this. And it feels for Sensei like it's a pillow. It's a pillow. He walks in a pillow. Right? It's on the center line, and he just walks in a pillow. So what do you do when you continue moving forward? Yes, and then get moving. Right. So you walk with something soft, and then you take it. And his skin is also, his flesh is really soft. And also he has the soft knee, it's just one soft experience. And I'm not stupid to walk into it, because I remember his hand on my face clearly, like that. No, I have key, I extend key, so that's why you couldn't touch him. You tried, but he was always in his space, because his key was extending, you were always safe. So you don't walk into it, but if you walk into it, it's quite safe, it's really soft. You will never be slammed in your face like this, seagull style, right? They're flat. Honestly, I think it's really soft what he's doing, but of course I think he's really good at his touch, so it's still soft, but it looks like a clothesline. I don't know, in wrestling. Someone knows the clothesline. They come running in his hand. Yeah. So keep on. But it's close. I'm in a center line, in front of his face. In front of his face, in front of the chest. It's here. I'm not here. Because if you do, when he walks around, here, this is my connection. And go very quickly. It's good. You're forcing yourself. You're good. This is the position. Here I here, so like even this, just drop it down and go up already. And this one, so you can walk. Playing with the center line. I start already here. When you come, I already take the center line. You feel? When you come, I don't do like this. I push the center line. So why am I showing this? Not to have this end, this space at the end where the hook can overtake. So please try this.
about throwing
Looks pretty dangerous. It looks dangerous.
It's very natural. It's not like getting the balls all of sudden. It's normal exercise. I do this. It's not natural. It's like when the weight jumps up like that, I'll be scared. Stay for a while. Very soft. Intention soften with my whole being.
No pillow. No pillow. Yeah. Really welcoming. No, I get it.
Okay, you're saying, look now I've got, because I'm trying to look back to my old ways, but it can. Yeah. Okay. Go back to that. I'll make sure that's cool. I'm trying to catch you with your eyes there. You want me off to the side? Sorry?
I don't know. It's more billowy. And then this.
Trying to see if I get out of it. I think it's hard. I'm being awkward for no reason. If you want to play
form comes up, like the weight comes and then it comes face.
drag it up to that pitch, but just keep it. In your body elbow, it should be
I wouldn't be able to put more position myself. I walk against your hip, against your legs. So you don't really think about where do I hit you. You're always forced. It's not like this. You have to always think about
About taking your center. I take simple. It's already done. Do the outside. Yeah, in charge.
Can we one on the center line if you're
I don't know yet.
That's what I did. How? Originally I was talking to someone because he's right there. To do that, you need to make yourself down.
Outside. Somehow.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went too far back. That's what you do.
Yeah?
I don't know if it's outside there, because then you escape through there. Yeah.
And if you go, I got to go, I'm not lucky. If you go up, I go down. You get more extreme. Up and down. You go up.
No one,
I just relaxed. Okay.
Why are you pushing my legs?
No worries. Yeah, good. Nice. We were playing in the end, like you can drop with gravity, but the same as if I drop my body with gravity, same feeling. So yeah, that's a really fun. I'm really connected. Can do anything. I'm not doing it. Just connected. Really nice feeling because if I drop my hand, same feeling, like this feeling, this free fall, and then it goes to the ground. Really soft. Just to show you how you can play with it. And now stop, I think, so I have to stop. 2 more hours. Yes. Yeah. Maybe short. Is there any experience someone wants to share?
I feel that it's very easy, as we spoke about before, to fall into the trap of speeding up your movement. In some way, the gravity suddenly starts to rise around this place. Maybe it's because you move so much, but but it's so easy. If your uke is really persistent and really in your face all the time, you tend to speed up the process. I do. You don't. I do.
And sometimes kind of.
Yeah. So if you get stressed, you are actually testing how well did you perform in your previous training sessions.
Yeah.
So every time you experience that you speed up, you actually have to slow down.
Yeah. That's an easy thing. Yeah.
Go back. start over.
Yeah. And another thing is, I remember that later in this process, I noticed I'm not taking in the energy of the other one. I'm not allowing the other one to really affect me. That's why he's speeding up.
Yeah.
He's fast. I thought we'd be a little bit faster. But this is 1 hour stop. You're just running really fast. So I'm just taking in all this energy. Like when you go to Peter Kelly, you go, and then all of a sudden he absorbs it completely again. Yeah.
It feels like you're moving to a slow moving movie.
Yeah.
Where you just
Blob. Just in it. Because he allows it to come into the structure. You send key into the other one, and you receive it, so it's in your structure. And then you move the structure with this filled energy of uke. So you never have to speed up, you can even slow down or whatever you want to do. So you should do it correctly. That's really what happens, so yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Some other things that I notice, like anything that you can, oh, that caught my eye, or oh, I noticed it. Because when you notice it, we can all learn from it. We have the same consciousness and the same path on Aikido. So.
Taking the center line of impressive.
And what do you mean?
Means you're the one. You're in control. You're more in control. You're in the center. And the whole movement through.
You mean in the start, right?
Yeah.
Because Uke wants to get the center line, wants to cut you in your center line. So if you just take the center line, there's no space.
Yeah.
There can only be one thing in the space at that time. So it has to be you. But often you go a little bit to the side and then you try to wiggle yourself around it and try to overtake it. If you're just in the center, you will never be in this. That's kind of also absorbing. Like I was saying, you just take it in. And Uke feels like, oh shit, it's already happened. It's overtaken. I couldn't go in. That's the feeling you get because you cannot go in. The arm of the nadi is already there. But it takes the feeling. When I have the feeling, then I take the space. Someone attacks, his key moves before he starts to move. And when I feel this feeling, I take the space. So he can never take the space. He tries to take the space, but I feel you want, and I have it already. It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
We also focus on energetic interaction. When the partner is already down, and then we start to walk away. And I cut the kinsugi. It's down because of me, not because of him. So we try to stay connected and let them still all the time looking for them.
This is on chin. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Remaining mind is still connected to the other one. One for safety, but basically I'm sending you a key.
Yes.
I'm sending you love. So when you get up, then I let it go. Like when you're a baby, a small kid, and you can walk by yourself. Your baby is still sending key. Here, start to get up. And now you can let it go. Now you take the space ready.
But it's also easier to get up if you have the kids. For me, it is. I find it easier to get up. Yeah,
We talk now about Naga role, but
but if he's connected, if Naga is still connected, it's easier. If he turns around,
it is, yeah. That's what I always love. And you notice after a few times that you feel lighter and everything. Remember the exercise with Sensei did it. He gave this energy to someone, and then that someone threw another one. Same way, and then the other one threw another one, and then the last one got up and still felt the energy of Sensei. Because you always send this energy. Aikido is love. So, another example, why not to crash? Excellent. Crash. It's a whole different feeling, yeah. The ego goes out, gives him a 20 den, and please go. You're the best in the world. Anybody hungry?
Mooi hè? Dat ligt nu in de handen aan.